Hello and welcome to this episode of There Be Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master Matthew. Let's go around the table, introduce the players and the characters that they play. To my right is...
Angela, and I am playing Abella.
Keren, and I play Rhylind Westfall. And I forgot the witty thing I used to say in my intros.
Yeah. Your friendly neighborhood
your friendly neighborhood dragonborn. Or what was it? Unfriendly, probably better not meet down a dark alley dragonborn.
exiled,
doesn't live here.
dragonborn.
She doesn't even go here.
I am Josh, and I play Skairn Fellspar.
Oh, hi. My name's Tristan, and I play Charlie Roughhouse.
I'm Tom, and I play guitar because my character Nezor isn't real and therefore can't actually play guitar.
What?
What?
You play guitar?
That's some fucking like, how can our eyes see if our eyes aren't real shit right there?
How can we see
Wait,
ourselves in the
Nezor
mirrors
isn't
aren't
real? Why did nobody tell me?
It was all a dream.
Are you telling me I'm not married to a lesbian dragonborn?
No, you
I mean, yeah, no, that's...
I mean, you might be.
Good.
like lizard people do rule the world.
I don't remember seeing the ceremonies in the game. Would that make you her beard? A beard on a dragonborn seems very, very counter to the image. Where we left you all last time was inside the office of Miles Goldtooth, the manager of the Bank of Rattou. A very unhappy Charlie Roughhouse had recently departed, followed closely instead.
Not from life. Just from the...
Just the room.
Shut up,
Just
dead
from
Charlie.
Can you imagine?
Dead Charlie would horn you all.
Yes, he would.
He would hang around and lecture you.
He would be your angel on your shoulder.
No, you don't get a devil. It's two Charlies. Like,
No. One is just Charlie
and
dressed as a
Clarence.
devil.
Yeah. But he's
Yeah,
still...
it's Charlie and Clarence. But both of them are giving me conflicting, but neither of them good or bad advice.
This is a true
Both of my angels are true neutral, but they disagree.
You know what I always found helped in a situation like this? A good cup of tea.
If that doesn't create fan art, I'll be very disappointed. So yes, okay, all right.
And Rosh is trying to play with one.
It's like, why? No, that's where I sit.
Yeah, he's on Scan's head. You're like,
How can you see them?
yeah. Well, because he can see things that others can't.
Yeah, sure. All right, let's...
I imagine he can constantly try to eat them.
All right.
So it's like one of them always gets a couple words in, like, I think you should. Oh God, not again!
Clarence keeps shielding.
So
I rolled very poorly for my dodge. Shit!
okay, so yes, Charlie Roughhouse and Nezor Valghoorlis had departed the room in somewhat of a huff, where the rest of you had stayed behind and were basically given a hush money payment of an additional 500 ducats.
Is there a fox?
There was
Like
a finger fox.
There's a tiny fox.
Yes, Madrigal is in the corner of the
Madrigal.
room reacquainting himself with his lost familiar. And he seems quite happy, although he's also
familiar with
he's a bit of a muted personality. He doesn't particularly get like super boisterous or...
He's not shitting himself with excitement.
No, he's not like,
I've
"Oh my
never
God,
done
I
that."
missed you. Oh my God, I've missed you. He's just like, oh, it's good to see you again. You, Charlie and Nezor, would be stopped by the bank's guards, and you would be asked to hand over the master key to the vaults that you are wearing around your necks as you exit the building. I'm assuming you comply, or
that's
we can
fair
roll
enough.
initiative. That's entirely up to you.
You could take him.
I probably could. Nah. Charlie would just
Rip the fucking thing.
rip the thing off from around his neck and flick it at the guard.
I think it just hits him, and he kind of does the. I'm not going to give you the dignity of bending. I'm going to just lower myself and pick it up.
I'm wearing a short skirt and I don't want to flash anybody, Ben.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Except this man would not look good in a short skirt.
Like a
at
gentle
all.
slut drop.
He can do it.
And there's much the same for you.
Thanks, Josh.
But that's the state of play.
That's just a mental image of a heavily armed guard doing a gentle slut drop.
Oh, shake your ass. Like a gypsy.
just twerking.
That doesn't inspire.
Yeah, I know, right? This episode might end up
into it.
this might be the fan art episode, guys. We'll see. Let's see what magical images we can conjure up. But that is the state of play as it lays. So my question to you guys is, what happens next?
I follow Charlie. Charlie's the mad one, and I'm like, yep, It's not good.
When
You're
he's
not happy
angry,
either.
fun stuff
I'm not
happens.
happy, but Charlie's actually mad. I was just like, yeah, I agree with you.
No, you were super mad. Let's be
okay.
fair.
Just to clarify, he was really angry because they were trapping
Ghosts.
souls in the
Yeah.
vaults.
That's
As a defensive mechanism.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what he was
And
saying.
I don't think any of us were cool with it exactly.
No, it's
And also
definitely
the-
dodgy.
But I do know that there was an angel of death who said, you should run.
Yeah. Well,
You know, when the motherfucker
there are
angel
certain
was dead,
assumptions you're making there that are interesting.
that they knew it was down there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But whatever happened and however it came to be there, I'm just like, you send other people down there. No, it's awful. The whole city could die. So you asked me what happens next. Well, we take the hush money and say, yes, we will inform our comrades of your wishes.
He may spit on the ground
All right.
and cuss in a gentlemanlike manner.
I can't remember exactly, because that's already happened. He's already given us the money and said, now, this counts for all 5 of you, not all 3 of you.
Yeah.
And I've already had the response that I gave. I can't remember what it was, but I feel like it was non-committal at best.
Yeah. It was no. He said he was pretty specific. Like, this means you're friends as well, and you were like, fine, to the effect of.
I'm not going to go any further in that. I'm just yeah.
Word is bond.
Yeah, but you can only offer your word, not somebody else's.
Yeah.
Well,
And so it would be unfair for him to be...
Anyway,
held
so
accountable.
we more or less agree to not tell anyone that they're doing something extremely
I
dodgy.
did not agree to fucking any of that. Charlie's currently, once he's out of the door, was storming towards the fucking church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fucking dob on them to the church.
What do I'm keeping a stern silence.
I've already taken the money.
I feel like at this point, I say, do I have 200 gold of it?
I mean, he handed the sack of money that he.
So, at this point, I was like, let's go. And we leave.
Okay.
I follow the money.
You have the money. We follow you.
Just
walking in
It's like a
Karen on
donkey.
the stick.
Yeah.
I do one of those nods that people do where they kind of just lift the chin at someone. So they
Yeah.
do the look.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
you are all stopped at the exit and have the keys handed over.
I hold it out and then do, without knowing exactly what Charlie did, just drop it on the floor in front of him. I was like, here you go. And drop it just before he can get his hands to it to catch it.
He looks at his friend
slap,
and his
slap,
friend. He looks at his friend and is like, no, not like this.
Oh shit, shake it out. Fucking Greg, stop it.
Sexual harassment, Greg.
We're in the workplace, Greg.
Wait till we get home.
The really sad thing is that, like, in the first instance, that probably could have actually happened because you had a bard with you.
Who just starts playing back that ass up on the man.
just an acoustic. Like,
We walk away, and as we do, I hum it. Loudly.
Okay, so
Rhylind, who knows the lyrics to the tune, is unimpressed.
now there is something of a delay between departures. I just want to remind
Sure.
everyone of. Charlie pretty much left at the beginning of the conversation, so he is a good couple of minutes ahead of you.
Easily. I'm not even sure where he's going because I'm going back to the
I mean,
Oh, how are we getting back to the hotel? Because I'm kind of having a bad case of stabbing.
Are we
in
going
the-
back to the
in the
hotel?
street?
I think we were.
Going back to the Nine Widows was, I think, your plan, but
oh, cool. The Nine Widows is literally across the way from
exactly
the
it
church.
is.
So
It is.
I'm
However,
like, how are we getting back though? Because I get a bad case of knife in gut. on the
Charlie
street,
would
like-
be stomping and like
Oh, yeah.
ranting at Nezor.
it's about a 40-minute walk.
Yeah, no, what I mean though is like Charlie would be.
Well, that carriage
in
that
front of
brought
the
us
back.
here presumably is still ready to take us back.
No.
Are there streetcars in any way? Like
Uh,
hail a cab?
Because I feel honor bound to point out once we're outside that I keep attracting knives to the gut.
there is. You're not in the super fanciest part of the town. Like that was very much where you stayed with Castellan for that.
Yeah.
night. But this is a well-to-do area. There are romantic couples. Hoppers, like they basically have like the horse-drawn cart that they would go for, because there's like a garden, there's like a civic garden that's quite large, and you see a couple of them lined up nearby, and a few prospective hirers talking to one of the horsemen. It is starting to
Is
get a
it
little
covered or not?
uncovered.
It'd be quick. And I say, I look at Rhylind and I go, I indicate with a thumb towards one of them and say, it'll be fast.
They're only seat 2.
That's fine. I can walk.
Charlie and Nezor are still here.
Are they?
Yeah, like Charlie's pacing and...
Oh, all right.
So, like...
There's no church directly nearby.
Oh,
So
okay.
he'd still be waiting, like, he's like...
So you're outside.
like, yeah.
My impression was that he just made a beeline.
No, he's stomped out of the church and he's like out of the bank and Nezor's in tow.
do you have
That
a
was the
cloak?
plan.
All right.
But
I recommend the hood up and get on a cart.
Ugh.
I know.
Being a magnet for death.
Yeah, Charlie.
what? I mean,
No, that's fine. The gentleman upstairs, and then like you can take this whatever you want. We were given 500 gold as hush money about what's going on in there. We took it, but I very specifically said, only the three of us would not tell anybody what we saw.
Good.
I just want to be clear, however, the gentleman upstairs would appreciate if you didn't tell anybody. Beyond that, and I'm not arguing for that. I'm just saying that is the situation. Take that information and do with it whatever or nothing that you will.
Charlie puts his hand out like, I want my $100.
Abella has it.
Okay.
We could
And I
tell-
count out $100.
And then Charlie,
With just the knowledge, I was literally about to be like, so, I don't know, I imagine, like, you wouldn't want to
You probably don't want that money.
basically Charlie's like, give me a moment. Like, give me one moment, sorry. And Charlie goes back into the bank.
Okay.
With the $100? How much of a face full of $100 is the guy going to receive?
Let it be known, Abella is looking horrified.
I say, don't worry, he's probably just going to invest it.
Okay, so
Does
Charlie,
Charlie look like a man with investments to you?
Yes, his family is very wealthy.
you storm into the bank, I'm assuming. The two guards you saw, or the two besuited gentlemen who deter the underclass. There is a moment where you sort of both look at each other. Roll either, I guess, diplomacy or
You say,
intimidate.
move, bitch, shake that ass.
I was going to say, Charlie doesn't say anything. Charlie just walks past. It's my intent. I'm like, oh, I left something in the bank manager's office.
One of us will attend with you.
Okay.
So yeah, they
Which one likes their children less?
the guy that you slut shamed.
Yeah.
I imagine the shame is getting
The
to
guy that you threw the medallion at escorts you and is not throwing you dirty looks, but you're definitely getting like an awkward feel.
Charlie has like his hands like this with 100 coins in them.
Okay, that's fine. Well, then you're getting a slightly befuddled look at it, and he sort of turns to you and goes, "So are you going to? Do you need a clerk? Are you opening an account?"
Charlie's knuckles, like he's got his knuckle dusters on, it's just sort of like crackling a little, like, no, just the bank manager.
You know he doesn't handle deposits.
Oh, he'll be handling this deposit.
I thought you were coming in because you left something behind.
Yes.
I'm
I also
so,
need to take a shit on his desk.
He stops you and goes, "Sir, my job is the security and integrity of this bank.
Oh, is it? Good at your job, are you?
I'm extremely good at my
Because
job,
that's
sir.
what they got us here for.
Sir, I don't like the way that you're talking. I'll have to ask you to leave the bank if you can't give me a good reason as to why I should let you in the same room as the manager."
Because the manager expects something from me and has purchased it from me without my consent. So I need to inform him that there isn't actually a deal so that he doesn't accidentally... I don't want him to continue with the thought that he's bought me like a little whore. So,
Roll me a persuasion check.
There you go.
yeah, so that's a 16.
Okay.
nice.
I'll accompany you inside, but be aware if you attempt anything, I will have to restrain you.
Yeah, sure.
He is very, very suspicious about you.
Oh, dude.
He straightens his suit, pulls the cuffs down a little bit. Wait here, I'll see if he'll speak with you. And he steps forward and heads up to the antechamber that you were seated outside of.
Charlie's just, again, both hands cupped with coins in it.
You just get strange looks.
Yeah, Charlie's not looking at people. He's just standing there like...
One of them comes over to you and goes, "Are you looking to open an account, sir?"
No, I'm not going to open an account.
Well, just so you're aware, I have a brochure with all the services that we provide. We're not just one banking house. We provide services all over the Bashano Republic. We're part of an alliance that it's a new thing that we're doing. It allows you to deposit your earnings here and then withdraw in other cities.
I've got to like respect.
Oh, actually. Charlie opens his mouth like, can you put that pamphlet?
He's not what you would call conventionally tall.
That's fine. Charlie sort of bends over and goes,
Yeah, he goes, very, very well. And you find this brochure placed in your mouth. Have a good day. And he goes back to his work. The bodyguard returns and goes, Mr. Goldtooth will see you briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're ushered back into the office. And he seems to be actually finishing up a conversation with Madrigal, who didn't follow you out, but is now no doubt going out to meet up with the rest of you. And he throws you a look as you walk in, and he sort of does like a little bit of a shake of the head at you, like, no, as he leaves. And he's got his familiar clasped between two hands, and he's walking out this thing very protectively. And you see Miles, he's writing in a book.
No, well, while Charlie just pours the money onto his book that he was writing on, and goes, you don't buy me or my word. Well, I've got a meeting with the Justicars now. And then walks out.
While he's inside, I'm sorting out a cart.
It's very reasonable. It's only a couple of shilling.
We may as well get a couple then.
Yeah,
Abella says to Skairn as part of this conversation.
Sure.
There is enough in this area that you could easily get like enough for your crew and Madrigal.
Maddie, want a lift?
As Charlie's walking past, he's like talking to like people going, oh, did you know the security systems are broken in the vault?
This gets a mixture of confusion and one or two people go a little bit white.
I'm like, and like as I'm walking out, I'm like, oh, don't open an account here. The security systems are broken. They've got lots of like ghosts in there.
Okay.
To like people that are like just
doing business. Yeah.
Just careful. No. There's like things that are open down there.
The guard that's escorting you just puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Sir, I have to ask you to stop."
Oh, don't worry, I'm leaving.
I have heard Charlie doing this and start doing it myself.
You're all outside.
Yeah, you're outside.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
And also, you were bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, cool. Like, I took the money because I genuinely don't care. I was like, I wasn't going to tell anybody. I didn't see any particular need.
Cool. All right. So, yes, you're outside and...
So he's telling me to shut up.
He's just saying stop bothering the people who are here to bank.
Oh, sure.
Oh, no, my apologies.
Yeah, so you're sort of unceremoniously... When you get to the doorway, he puts his hand on your shoulder in a guiding fashion and guides you out and closes the door.
As he's like guiding me, Charlie would sort of walk at his own pace, which would be slightly resistant to...
Yeah, well, he's meeting that. So.
Yeah. And then he would turn around and sort of ruffle his hair and go, thank you for today, and walk off.
Okay, fine.
Nezor sees this and laughs.
Is there a person on the street? Like,
yeah, these guys were the ones at the door.
No, just like, is it just people?
Randoms.
Oh yeah, it's getting close to evening, so there is like...
Okay, he just sort of turned to like somebody who's dressed quite nicely and go, oh, be careful. The bank security, all the magic wards are broken. So there's like ghosts and stuff in there and people getting into accounts. So if you've got an account in that bank, probably be careful because people might steal.
Okay.
Can I hear what he's doing?
Yeah, I think you're close enough. Like, also, Charlie just has a natural timbre that kind of just echoes.
I'm just like, this seems fun, and I start telling people that don't go into the bank because ghosts will take their money.
So as you go, I'm like, are you going to join Charlie and his fun? Because if you are, you can grab your own. I'm going to take Rhylind back to the residence.
Okay, good plan.
So Rhylind and I go back with a cloak over Rylind's head, and I say, all speed, I'll double the pay if you get us there quickly.
Just one last thing I want to finish off with, Charlie. I need you to roll me another persuasion check, this time at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yes, because you're going up to people saying, ghosts will steal your money.
I'm not saying ghosts will steal your money.
No, that's what, right, that's about.
But you're basically, you're going up to people and saying, don't go to the bank. They have ghosts.
No, I'm saying to the bank, be careful because their their magical security measures have been disrupted.
Yeah.
And the security measures they're using are ghosts.
Yeah. Okay, so my question to you would be like, if someone came up to you in the street and was like, don't trust the banks, and was like up in your face saying that, would you necessarily be open to listening to what they have to say?
In the world where there is magic and ghosts, I probably, and they're like...
disadvantage, please.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's a 4 at best.
Okay. You get a lot of people giving you strange looks and making that bow wave.
I was just talking to one guy.
I know, yeah, and then other people are seeing this and hearing this and going, oh, there's a crazy person. I need to not be near them. No,
no, that's fine.
but yeah, basically, you're talking to these people. They're hearing what you have to say, but the way that they are taking this information is very much like what you would say if someone came up to you and started just spruiking at you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Just to check, did we all hear that Viola is...
I don't think he did.
Yeah, no, but did I? Is my question.
What's the question?
Did I hear that Viola is a
Master thief.
master thief lady?
A crime
You
boss.
all heard this because you were all in the vault.
Yeah.
Even Charlie?
Everyone. You turned around and said to everyone, "Yeah, so she's the head of a
Yeah,
gang."
no, I remember this because Charlie was initially resistant to the idea.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. That's
Yep.
all I need to know.
Okay, so you're welcome to stay here and continue.
Oh, he's not going to stay here. He's walking to the fucking church.
Yeah.
Just telling people as he goes along.
And, like, I see Charlie kind of walk around. I'm like, no, Charlie, I have us transport. We will be fine.
Yep.
We will get to the church and the inn.
I'm like, I would have been involved in the let's dissuade people from the bank just because it sounds fun.
Yeah.
And then when I'm hearing something about the church, I'm like, cool, I'll catch you guys back at the thing. I'm going to gently disengage with this. Is Madrigal still around?
Yes, he's actually got into one of the
Cool.
things.
What sort of
He's just
time was
waiting.
it as well?
It's getting late.
Okay, because
Be like-
as we leave, I'd be like, don't forget about our talk that we agreed to, Abella.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Talk
So,
later.
who-
I'm going to do finger guns at him.
Did Madrigal, like, he was going to change our money out?
Yeah, so basically what you would have gathered is he went to the bank expecting an easy exchange and maybe a bit of negotiation, and then basically they went, the wards you put in fucking failed, fix this, punch in the face.
Right.
And then he came back and said, yeah, I think this guy thinks we're trying to like rip him off. Can you please come with me and solve this problem?
Oh!
To see him?
Charlie knows that they're also flipping illegal currency as well in the bank.
Sure.
That's a crime.
Yeah, we're complicit in it, but yeah.
Charlie's...
Yes. You would be getting the proceeds of crime.
Would Charlie?
Might.
Charlie
I mean, he wouldn't
aware
take
of
these
this?
from,
Would
from
Madrigal
Skairn,
have-
but he would be fucking Skairn.
Madrigal does not has the only thing Madrigal got out of this deal was his familiar back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we buy the things from him.
You have 3,000 ducats. Well, 2,900 ducats amongst yourself. So you can split that however you want.
As in, so we got 2,005 and then 500 minus the one.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Plus whatever you already have.
Cool.
And you have a brochure saying, hey, you can deposit into these banks and withdraw from other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go with that bank. I heard some guy say that.
Apparently they have ghosts that eat your money.
So I want to know who got in
I'm gonna start this
what. Who got in what
Me
thing?
and Charlie.
There's 2 seats. Yep.
Rhylind and Skairn.
And I will
And
run up
Abella,
to
yeah.
Magical, be like, yay!
Yeah.
Lift home, yes!
You're high-fiving him.
Yes, I
It's
guess.
very like, yes.
And he's like,
No.
yeah.
I'm just very happy to have this much money.
Yeah. Oh, you would be. You'd be.
So chuffed.
Ryland and Scan, you're a little bit ahead. So the driver turns to you and goes, you make an unusual couple. Would you like me to take the scenic route?
No, direct is fine. I did say quickly.
I understand, young love.
Exactly.
Ryland is like not impressed.
Yeah, but he does not lash the horses, but he does give the horses a bit of stick. And
Like, is Skairn gonna push, just like put a hand on Ryland's knee or something?
Skairn's going to take his little dragon off his shoulder and start patting it in a
Euphemistic manner.
no, in a throttle him gently.
Yes, I'm looking
Crosses into autoerotic. No, in a Hans Blofeld manner.
he's actually like doing that thing that dogs do. He's trying to stick his head out the cart to get the wind. He's enjoying that.
Which is what Charlie's doing.
I don't think he would. He can fly. He can go this fast.
Not the speed of a horse.
What about a slow horse?
I mean, because this thing is like this guy's
Alive.
not. This guy's well, that's true, but he's enjoying it.
Okay, sure.
He's. I think
He doesn't get to go in these things often.
Yeah, he also is
Yeah.
looking around.
It's a novel experience.
Yes.
Crank the window and
Euphemism again.
Yeah.
He so yeah, the
the
driver.
hand gesture that makes it.
So you think this thing's normally like at a canter? This thing is actually at a bit of a gallop now, and he turns to me and goes, "Out of the way! This is a matter of love. Get out of the way, peasants!" Yeah, and people are getting out of your way.
Skairn turns to Rhylind and was like, I'm enjoying this not for what's going to happen, but for what currently is.
This is not my idea of discretion.
It's my idea of speed.
I
cloaked lizard person.
It's like, I hope you don't subscribe to speed in every aspect of your life. Oh, a sick bird from Rhylind, mother bitches!
Not that you're ever going to experience it.
That's not
Or
gonna be
any woman ever.
All right. Harsh. Sledging.
Went a lot further than I expected.
You still stink.
You do.
Yeah.
People.
It's stinky and hairy. Unless there's fairies in this world, you're not getting anywhere.
Oh, I thought the rumors of his being quick would just spread, so women are just like, not even worth it. Not even if you're into the
No,
smell.
for them to spread, someone has to experience it first.
Thanks, guys.
Well, look, we're not.
Like, my self-esteem is fairly good, but
Still.
I know this is all in jest, but it hurts sometimes, the words.
Okay. Well, everyone else, you're traveling at a canter. To the 9 meters in and don't spare the
I'm trying
lash.
to remember when I get my thing now. My spellcasting focus.
You will get that tomorrow.
Cool.
So I turn to Charlie in our horse and I'm like, look, Justicars, they're good, right?
They're regular legal geniuses, isn't it?
There's no way this carefully laid plan could possibly fail.
Fuck you! Take 100 gold back. I'm keeping mine. Okay, we're gonna go and tell the thing.
We were already under the impression that there was some very organized crime in this town. Now we are aware of one of these people who organizes said crime. We could drop a few hints, as you already were, to Viola, without letting her know that we know that she might do something about it.
You've lost me.
It's fine. I'll take the lead, but let's go talk to the paladins.
Okay.
Justicars, for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Madrigal is just chuffed. This is the most chuffed you've ever seen him with his little fox.
Here's a hint of a smile.
Yeah. For a normally pretty dour dude, he's like got a little bit of a grin. And
I'm pretty chuffed too.
he
Two chuffs, guys. Where
Chuff
does
wagon.
this is the
chuffing
chuffed
along.
wagon?
Chuffed.
2 guys, some gold, and an elven thief.
There's a
'Cause there's
there.
Yeah, no, I start like chatting. I'm like, so what's next for Madrigal?
Don't really know, actually. I'll be honest, I actually didn't think that I would get quickly back.
What's his name?
Quickly.
Quickly.
I know.
Aw.
So where did you find Quickly?
He came with my family when we fled from the Unholy Empire.
Oh, I know he's from the Unholy Empire, don't I?
Well, most tieflings are.
Oh, right. That's right. He's a tiefling.
Yeah.
Are you going to stay in the city or do you think move on?
I know the city pretty well. There is a pretty good... I mean, not at the present, obviously, because of all the trade embargoes or whatever they're doing, but, there's a pretty good stream of underappreciated magical items that come this way. Possibly it would be an idea for me to lock everything in my vault and maybe go on a sabbatical for a bit, just until things calm down. Maybe don't be near somewhere that could easily become a flashpoint for war.
What are you thinking about the rest of the Bachanel at the moment? Do you have any ideas for where... what's next on the Erhart's list?
I have
Places?
no idea. I am not a military person. I
just didn't know if you
barely
had
count as a
business.
wizard, apparently, so there you are.
Look, Madrigal, I think you're a great wizard. I just want to emphasize I'm very chuffed right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Madrigal, I think you're a great wizard.
Madrigal, I think you're doing a great
You're
job.
the best wizard I've ever met.
You're the best wizard in this card.
Oh, actually, no, I
You're
can
the
cast
second.
mage hands.
Yeah, you're the second best wizard in this card.
At least the second best wizard in this card.
He goes.
And the driver says, sorry, I'm actually a wizard.
This is a night job.
Third, at least third.
Yeah. Third, absolutely.
And that horse, no.
I was polymorphed.
7th level elven.
I'm actually a druid. This is a night job.
Look, you're not that great. Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, he goes.
So,
Are
do you know what's
hitting
happening?
on me?
No. Oh, no. No. I'm just in
Okay.
a great mood.
Less
Good.
What did I say?
Because I was going to say, I appreciate the compliments, but
Oh, good. You may take them without any strings attached.
good, that's the way I want it.
Yeah. It's good he lives in a port then, really, isn't it?
Do you know anything about the rest of the Bashano? Like, how's the rest of the place faring?
Well, I live in Rattou, and apart from, I guess, the garrison that got captured, I would imagine that they're probably doing what the Bashano always do, which is marshalling their forces. Pretty certain they'll be raising the Grand Army.
Sounds about right. I feel like I'm missing an opportunity to ask great questions, but I can't think of any.
You just asked the wrong person. This guy's a fucking edge wizard.
Yeah, he is. Well, that's true. I'll probably just keep
If you
chatting
wanted
to
to
him.
cross the giant ocean, how would you go about it?
Yeah, look, I figured that there's just small talk that happens.
Yeah, look, I probably just keep chatting. Just having a good chuffed old chat.
Cool. All right. So, look, Rhylind and Skairn, you easily arrive well before the rest of the group at the Nine Widows Inn.
And I get out of the cart first, and then I put my hand up to sort of hand Rhylind down out of the cart. And when she immediately, presumably, looks at the hand and then looks at me as in like, you fucking what? I then go and I look confused and then sort of, whoa, what do you want from me? And then I put my arms out to say, jump into them. And presumably at that, hopefully, I'm trying to cheer her up because I'm obviously fucking about. And I'm
Do it! Crush him!
Kick him in the face with the heel of your foot.
do what you will with that.
I jump with enough force to knock Skairn to the ground.
Okay.
Strength check.
If you guys want to do it that way, or you can just tell me the outcome.
Elbow drop.
Either way, this works out. Yeah, I fail. Pretty well. It's your weight. You
He's
rolled a
trying to-
4, I rolled a 5.
Yeah.
+4, 8, mother bitch.
Yeah, I'm only a 2. But it's really just your physical weight that's hitting me.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to hurt you.
But I'm reasonably confident what happens is
I think-
you land in me and then I go.
The driver looks down at you and goes, I mean, I'm all for love, but perhaps save it for the bedroom, huh? And winks, and then cracks the whip, and the cart travels off. Hrosh jumps
No, he
down
leaves
from
the
the
whip
car.
behind.
And I say, oh, he didn't even take his payment. Huh.
No, you would have paid up front.
I get off and manage to elbow you in the
you?
stomach on the way up. I get up
Hands in
off
competition.
of Skairn and manage to elbow you in the stomach on the way up.
Okay.
Right? When this fucking, Three
I-
Stooges act ends.
I dust myself off, chuckle, and then say, shall we? And generally, definitely 2 different rooms.
Yeah, you walk in and you see Viola shuffling around the front with a broom, just cleaning up the foyer.
Guten Abend, Viola.
Good afternoon.
And then I go upstairs. I have nothing
Yeah.
to say to her.
Makes me so angry.
I do the backwards nod
Yeah.
at the Lady of Death.
The chin rate. It's like
Yeah.
a reverse nod, is it?
She actually walks over to you after Skairn departs and puts the broom, it's not like it blocks your path, but just kind of moves the broom in front of you and goes, I would appreciate it if you could resolve the issue with my wine cellar as quickly as possible.
Give me a moment. And I go after Skairn.
You catch me on the stairs.
Skairn,
Oh, yes.
I may have a man tied up in the wine cellar.
I knew it. That's why. No, I'm coming.
Are you?
Well, not yet, obviously. I have to get to the cellar first.
Yeah.
He has to be tied up first.
So while that's happening, you would probably arrive
Leathered wizard.
It's a very
relatively soon after that. But was there anything further you guys want to discuss in the cart?
No, I
Charlie's hanging his head out of the cart because it's so hot.
I basically
Is his tongue flapping?
His mustaches.
It's excitedly moving.
Have you seen?
You're doing a Jamie.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Have you ever seen that GIF of the dog, or like one of those dogs with the big flaps, and it's got its head out the window and it's literally going.
Yeah.
It's like giant balloons attached to the inside. Yeah. You will both arrive at the same time, Madrigal and Abella.
Madrigal
et cetera,
then
et cetera.
go on home afterwards.
I think he was a little nonplussed about the whole situation and just kind of caught a ride because he didn't really know where to go next. And yeah, I think he stays in the carriage and then arranges for a further leg. Unless you guys are like, come have dinner with us, be our best new friend.
I think Madrigal and I are kind of made to this point. At least
All right.
Abella's decided they are.
Yeah, he probably
Sure.
he probably would have showed you quickly at some point. It's this little
I would have been absolutely more chuffed with that.
yeah.
Like levels of chuffed.
Yeah.
as never seen before.
And he would tell you that.
10 out of 10.
Actually, you know what? He probably would say. He'd probably ask you on the cart whether or not the place you're staying serves alcohol.
Yes.
It does, but
There is a wine cellar.
There's a man tied up in it.
It's delicious.
I think I'm going to remember Viola and be like, I don't think it does. No.
oh well, Quickly's probably hungry, so that's all right. I'll find something on the way back.
Cool. Probably shake his hand.
And yeah, he'll take the thing back to finish his work.
No, it's great work that makes me not smell or be hairy.
Yeah. So what is the game plan for you guys now that you have all this information, you have all arrived at the same location, you've all had conversation?
Well, Rhylind and I are going down to the basement. These two are going to talk to the duster cars, and I don't know what Abella's doing.
I wanted to go inside with you guys, but you're going to the church, which I also don't want to. I'm just going to follow you.
To
I'll
the church of the people who have a problem with people who steal.
Yeah. The church where I saw someone's hand get chopped off.
Oh, I did too.
You saw
You saw a
multiple
priest
things.
get the shit kicked out.
And he is also still...
But I'm like, I don't want to walk into the house alone with you, so I'm just going to follow you.
You wander across the square to the church, walk up the steps and enter its hallowed halls, and walk down the nave towards the amphitheater is the best word to really... Basically the chamber of judgment, as you've come to realise it is, functionally at least. And you are passed by a few parishioners who are clearly just leaving like an afternoon mass of some kind, all looking fairly devout. You see an injured-looking elf.
Charlie would. Excuse me. Who would I talk to about potential misdoings?
Well, that is an excellent question. It depends on the nature of the crimes. If they're pedestrian crimes, I suppose you would talk to the occupying force as the watch has been absorbed by them. You could also speak to one of the many clerics here or myself. I am Inquisitor DeRosier. Can I help you?
So, I mean, we were hired by the bank, the bank.
The Bank of Rattou.
That's the one.
There you go.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar with the institution. Yeah.
Yes. Are you familiar with the fact that they keep souls of people who have died in captivity down there as guards?
I was not aware of this practice.
There was like a whole family of people who had been murdered, and their soul was bound to the murder weapon, kept as some sort of security. There was a
Very
There
large number. of
yes,
them.
there was huge amounts of ghosts who seemed to be working, and there was a skull with gems on it that spoke, which we ran away from really quickly before it could do anything. Like, I know I sound really insane, but we were paid to go down there, and it seems like this lodestone stuff's torn through the cellars and ripped open. Well, it was a nightmare, and I don't think that a business should be able to keep a person's soul from rest.
You seem very agitated. Let's go to my chambers and discuss this, and let's get you a drink to help calm your nerves. So this elf ushers you all upstairs. Abella, are you...
Just following. Just looking around at things.
Yeah.
Following.
So you enter into... Well, you are brought up the stairs, and as you are... The Inquisitor turns to you, Charlie, conversation, and goes, did I see you in here?
Yes, no, I came with the landlady was staying at
yes, I remember you now.
the widow's inn.
Yes.
Just on our way through, yeah.
Miss Dubois is a very long-term contributor to our efforts.
Very nice.
Pillar of the community. Any friend of hers is, of course, a friend of the church's. Please, come in. And he says, and I should inform you that there is a divine compulsion to speak only the truth in my office. I often handle interrogations here, so
I have
just be aware that anything you do say will be used in a court of law.
Dun dun.
Yes, no, I have no intention of lying.
No, I'm just being forthright.
Might I, before we enter, though, are questions asked only you're not going to misuse the fact that we're compelled to then be like, how big's your penis? Or something like that.
He blinks at you.
Because the answer answer is huge.
Also,
It's proportional.
this isn't you have to tell the answer to any question. You can just.
He's
not
basically
ask.
telling you that this room has zone of truth in it.
Yeah. But basically, that's what I mean. Charlie's like, I don't want to go in here if you're going to be asking me.
So asking about your size of your willy.
Well, just not even just that. Like, as in
Using
asking.
it against
Legit
us.
fear, but
Yeah.
yes.
He
Asking unrelated questions.
I understand you're a man of.
he blinks a few times and goes, I wasn't going to ask that question.
Want to now?
Tripod?
We all wonder.
It is a precaution both in terms of interrogation, but it is also so that false accusations can't be made. This is part of our process.
Are you immune
Am I immune?
to the truthful word speaking?
I am impartial. I am part of this process.
Right, so you can lie.
I have no need to lie. You are the ones approaching me.
He's like,
I'm just
You
curious.
do realize that in that deception is sometimes required to seek the truth out. You can't simply address the question of did you set fire to this person's house
Yeah.
with an outright question.
Again, too philosophical.
Sometimes that works, but
I was just curious. I
say
have no
that
problem with
specific
your word.
example
Are you the
seems
caster?
pretty-
Because the caster tends to be immune.
yeah.
Just wondered the mechanics of this.
Yeah, well,
thing.
mechanically, yes, he can lie, but he has no reason to.
No, that was purely Nezor being curious, right?
Yeah. You guys came to him.
no, I know.
I have no problem with their work.
Yeah, he ushers you in, and you immediately feel the need to do a saving throw, but Christmas saving throw, DC 17.
Also, actively not going to resist it.
If you want to have the ability to lie, you need to make a DC 17 saving throw using charisma.
I'm just almost curious to see, like,
Can you?
can I and what it feels like to try and
I dare
lie.
you to say my penis is monstrously large.
That would be that is a 15,
Not enough.
in which I rolled an 8 on the die.
Nice.
Oh, good. 8.
8? Yeah,
We
okay. So
cannot
you're all telling the truth. All right.
It's not going to speak.
You just can't lie. So he pulls a small bottle out from a side table and uncorks it and pours a small tot of it into a glass. It gestures the bottle at the other two.
Yeah.
Abella says no, and the bells go off.
No, I'm going to say, yes, please.
Cool. He pours you one each, hands it out, and then pours one for himself. He goes, so all matter of wild claims have been made against the bank. So I would like to ask you all again to levy the charges against the Bank of Rattou. And he takes a quill and piece of paper out, sits at his desk, and inks it. And
Bribery.
waits expectantly. Bribery?
I mean, I'm not terribly versed in your laws, so I can tell you the story, and then you can.
Well, what's the broad accusation? Could be any number of violations.
My biggest concern is that they have the souls of people who have seemed to have passed, some of them horrifically, in the bank as security measures. Whether they've purchased them or procured them or claimed them as debt, I don't know, but they've got tortured souls down there. They had a...
He stops you and goes, was the bank torturing the soul?
I don't know.
I'd class that as yes.
Do you count forcing someone to relive their dying moments?
A very
For eternity.
traumatic dying moment.
Yes, this is an issue. Necromancy isn't strictly speaking illegal within the Bashano Republic. Only certain classes are classified as illegal. This is more of an issue I would have to consult with my counterparts in the magical community. But this would be enough for us to open an investigation.
Yes, and then there was a gem-encrusted skull that spoke horrific whispers.
There are also multiple ghosts that seem to work there. Like, they weren't aggressive towards us as the others were.
They got
They were-
pretty mad when
they-
we were opening that.
Yeah, no, they were angered, but they weren't aggressive.
My understanding is that you were hired to effectively see what has gone wrong with the security system. In doing so, you discovered that the bank was in possession of potentially prohibited items that anchored a soul, utilizing them as a form of security. You also alleged that there was a bejeweled skull, which is worrisome considering I don't, unless they have the correct paperwork, that might be a desecration law violation there.
This skull was alive.
Yes. No, there was
This was alive and evil.
like, you shouldn't have come here. That sort of thing.
He annotates what he's written. All right.
And
Did you also mention that we destroyed the objects?
No, we did. That's how we freed, the family.
He
that
would
was
he would
tortured.
have noted that, so.
Yeah, and also then when we went to leave, the bank manager tried to pay us to not say anything.
So, I will need to go speak to our current administration, and he seems a little bit annoyed / pained about that.
tell them we sent you.
Oh, Bjorn.
Bjorn and Castellan, yes.
Oh, yeah, no, we
He
know
flinches when you say the name.
we know them.
Castellan.
Definitely Castellan. Bjorn's mad, but not an administrator.
But is this
Everyone hates a bureaucrat.
is this
They
not
would
a
be-
natural order? Isn't this beyond the laws of man?
We cannot prevent those that would breach nature's laws by attempting things such as necromancy, except in which case it was a gross violation of the primeval law, which is, for example, attempted returning of a soul to a body.
I
Things-
mean, I don't want to cut you off, but one of the angels of the Lady of Bones was there.
He notices that his zone of truth did not go off and goes, I see.
She specifically asked us to free let the skull thing out so she could get rid of it.
I am going to have to compile a report, he says, and just goes,
Sorry to cause you all this effort, but
yeah, he's like,
So I get laws of man and all this sort of stuff, but if gods are involved,
the fact of the matter is that is incidental. Their presence being there and their intentions does not necessarily prove that there was a crime. Do you understand?
yeah, sure.
are the Justicars, they're about the law of the land, not so much
Divine law.
a divine law.
They have a divine law, but the divine law is stuff like things that live and die shouldn't then live again. Things that, they're all, there is two kinds of... This is something, actually, you know what? I'm going to get you to roll an int check for me, Charlie. And Abella, actually, you were there too.
Intelligence?
Yeah, just flat intelligence.
17.
Okay.
No,
20.
Nice.
5, so
Oh,
25.
beautiful. Okay.
I know everything.
So basically, you remember both of you remember this, when you were sitting down with Viola and you listened to the sermon, you remember the guy droning on about a whole pile of stuff. But what you've kind of clicked together is that basically the function of the church is they uphold the laws of civilization wherever they are, which means that basically if they set up a charter inside a city that has a different set of laws to another city, they adopt that set of laws and they basically prosecute with extreme prejudice. But they don't themselves necessarily have a code of laws outside of that, but they do have a set of principles that act as what they call primeval law, which is effectively anything that happens within nature. If the natural balance is interrupted or broken, that is when they step in. So the fact that there are ghosts is of interest because that shouldn't be a thing, but it is also a question of, well, it's an unfortunate. It's like finding the proceeds of crime rather than the criminal. So they're definitely interested, and he's like, I want to audit this place now because they have prescribed items. The fact that you said, and there was an angel of death here, is like, oh, okay. Now I definitely need to talk to my superiors about this
Yeah.
because this is, quite frankly, above my pay grade.
It's I don't know what this bejeweled skull thing is.
Yeah.
that sounds whack.
Yeah.
Who said
I found a skull in an op shop the other day. Nearly bought it, but then I was like, what do I need a skull for?
Your monthly witches meeting.
Dude,
They're
it's every 2
bi-weekly.
weeks.
Okay, fine.
I love you. We even said the same thing, but we said it in different ways.
Said it in a more
I
pompous.
said
British-
bi-weekly.
Is it bi-weekly?
I think
yeah,
bi-weekly,
that's what
bi-weekly,
it
it just
does.
implies a bureaucratic mindset that
We're down
witches
around a
are not
bonfire,
known
we
for.
put-
Yeah.
Only if I can be naked for all of it.
Alrighty. Unless there's anything particular you want to discuss or ask, he will basically take down as much detail that you care to offer.
I would offer as much as possible.
Yeah. And at the end of it, he has got 5 sheafs of paper with notes on it, and he goes, I think at the very least we can shut them down for the short term. We'll see. I have some things that I need to take care of now, unless there were any other accusations you wanted to bring.
There's actually one other thing I'd like to ask you about. If any of you guys, if I could meet you back at the inn?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right.
Leave the room with Nezor.
They don't move.
They leave the room and then put their ear against the door.
Are we outside the zone of truth?
And then
Sorry, we are outside the zone of truth.
so Charlie would open up his pack and take out the bloodied Kadra mask that he's got and
This guy's lips curl back and he
Put it
just
on the
looks at
table.
it and he goes, "That is grotesque. Are you
and you,
confessing to murder?"
no, you wouldn't have any like knowledge of the Kadra. I'm kind of
I would have to check our records, but the name doesn't really mean anything to me. Are they an extrajudicial organization, or
they're an off split of your religion.
he looks at his desk and flicks like there's a little like it looks like a bell. He flicks it a few times and he goes, "I'm not aware of any."
Charlie puts it and goes, "Thank you." Like,
Yeah. He goes, I have a few questions, actually, before you leave. You've just confirmed that there is an offshoot of my religion, and as far as I can tell, that wasn't a lie. I would like...
It's fucking working.
I thought he was like trying to activate like a like
Oh, I
code red, code like code red, code red.
like button under the desk? No, he was like...
He was going, "Are you on?"
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was
so many fucking stupid things.
Tell me what color your pants are.
yeah, I thought he was
How
trying
big
to
is
like,
your penis?
Show it to me.
No, he's definitely... No,
Ding, ding, ding.
no, I can understand. I can definitely understand if that was the impression, but that was not exact. That was
Yeah,
not
okay.
it.
Yeah, no, that's
He would probably have been a lot more subtle if he was like, "Guards!"
Yeah, okay.
Guards!
Yeah, no, so then Charlie wouldn't pick it up, he'd just be
You
like
look like you're masturbating.
No, he goes, so you say they're an offshoot of my religion, yet this mask clearly has traces of blood on them. What were the circumstances in which you got this?
well, basically I found them standing over the corpse of my manager and my only real family that I've had, and I attacked them. They stabbed me, and he sort of lifts up his shirt, and he's got the 2 stab wounds.
Right, he looks at it and then he goes, "Just one moment," and gets another sheath of and starts like,
His bell.
yeah, and he starts making another like you can see that he's like, okay, it's an accusation, like he's making more notes about
I just had the urge to refer to Gorgeous George's your heterosexual life.
It's the chubby Simon.
He was basically my he's the field of my Hercules.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say he was the Dr. Phil to your...
He actually was.
I
More like a Dr. Oz to your Hercules.
I just want to talk to y'all about the fact that the FBI do enhanced interrogation. Yeah.
I'm just imagining the Kaja. Catch me outside.
God. Okay.
Just
She
imagine
came through work and no one told me. I was so disappointed.
Imagine Gorgeous
She was-
George.
Yeah, she played a show in Perth last year.
Doing what?
She's a rapper now.
She's a rapper, yeah.
What?
I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
She's making a lot of
fairly
money.
Successful rapper making a lot of money.
I have worked
They don't even
so
know.
hard, you guys. And all I had to do was go on Dr. Phil and,
And be
a
obscene.
bitch.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much. That's the secret to
She-
success.
she
Dr. Phil,
came-
obscenities.
She came through Target and needed security with her.
Yeah, because we won't have killed her. All right.
Anyway,
Ding, ding,
So,
ding.
how did you acquire the mask?
I removed it from the murderer.
He looks at the blood on the mask and goes, "Perhaps you could be more specific."
Well, they had just murdered my friend, and I grabbed the mask in an attempt to remove it from their head, and there's razor blades on
Oh, yes.
the inside, which sort of stuck into their neck and murdered them. Well, let's say, took their life from them.
Ordinarily, you would probably be charged with manslaughter under the penal code, but
It didn't happen in this city.
technically this is now Erhardt jurisdiction. I need to read a whole pile of new laws.
Basically, all I want
Pretty
is...
confident it's still illegal in her
Yeah, I
house
guess-
to murder people.
All I was hoping to find out was if there was any available information about the Kadra, so that it would make it easier for me to have a conversation
If you're
with them.
seeking more information on an obscure sect that I know nothing about, I am more than happy to write you a letter of referral to our temple master in Kaye, which is the closest.
Oh, we're heading that way. Perfect.
It will grant you a 5-minute audience with one of our senior justicars to speak further on this. Until the truth of the matter is known, don't speak about this to other people because it could cause the church a degree of embarrassment.
Don't worry, I give you my word.
Thank you. He finishes the letter, folds it, puts it into a wax-sealed envelope, hands it to you and goes, were there any other crimes that you needed to bring to my attention?
I love that he went from policeman to doctor. He's like, you know what? I'm going to prescribe you this. You're meeting with another guy because, frankly, fuck this.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I believe I've taken up enough of your time with my ranting. Thank you. Picks up the mask again, like...
That is a somewhat macabre item. If I were you, I probably wouldn't display it.
You're the only person that I've shown this to. It's not a display piece, it, reminds me of my goals.
It sounds like you're driven to a higher calling of justice. While you're in Rattou, maybe talk to one or two of our more religiously inclined brethren. And then with that, you're allowed to leave.
Hey everybody, it's that time again. It's time to read you some ads. And let's not break with tradition, let's talk about our good friends, Nerds of the West. The Nerds are a great little community of board game enthusiasts that regularly stream and upload videos to both Twitch and YouTube. If you're a fan of board games, and we're not just talking snakes and ladders, but complicated and most importantly, fun board games, I would highly recommend you go check them out. Nezor Valghoorlis, played by Tom Moore, is one of the nerds, so if you're a fan of the show and you're more importantly a fan of Tom Moore, you should go check him out with the rest of the crew out at Nerds of the West. You can find their stuff on YouTube by searching Nerds of the West, or you can go to twitch.tv/Nerds of the West. I'd also like to give a big thanks once again to Sirenscape. Sirenscape provide us with a fantastic library of sound effects and music that we often use in the show. So if you've been listening carefully, you might actually recognize some of the sound effects that we use. It's a highly immersive app. You can go online to their website and try it out now, sirenscape.com. It comes with 20 free sound packs already installed. There's no sign up, there's no credit card involved. You can just download it and start playing it now. It's actually pretty cool what you can do with the Sirenscape app. You can create a bunch of very atmospheric encounters with the click of a few buttons. So just some housekeeping on the tail end of this ad break. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who supports us on Patreon and on Twitter and Instagram. If you followed, liked, or shared any of our posts, we would like to say thank you for once again promoting our show to your friends, family, or random people who you can scream to out in the void. It means a lot, we really appreciate it. If you'd like to come on board and be a supporter of the show, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/therebedragons. We've got some really cool stuff that we're already posting on the Patreon, including a historical account of the House of Westfall, Rhylind Westfall's family. We're just on the cusp of announcing a few other things, but if you'd like to get in early, drop on by. $5 a month will get you the advanced version of the episode, so you'll be listening to this at least 3 days before it's released. And on top of that, there's also the $10 version, which gives you access to all the additional content. It's slowly accruing quite a bit of value, so I would definitely consider checking it out if you've enjoyed our show. Well, that pretty much rounds it up for this week. Let's keep it short, let's keep it sweet, and hey, thanks for listening.
Back at the ranch/inn.
Dungeon.
So yeah, Viola lets you back in, and you see the person you hogtied to a barrel.
Is he awake now?
Yeah, he's awake.
Did I gag him? I feel like I gagged
You
him.
did. And have you guys seen, I mean, you must have seen The Goonies, right?
No, actually, but
No.
You've never seen The Goonies?
yeah.
My God. Okay, well, there is a scene where a small fat child is tied to
I
a
was
chair.
expecting a significantly worse spaghetti.
And there is like a deformed man who is somewhat simple but is very monstrous in his appearance. He's a gentle giant. And it freaks the kid out, and he starts screaming and like bouncing hogtied to the chair. That is effectively his response when he sees you. He's like, ah! And he's trying to like bounce himself all the cask out of the
But
way.
it's enormous, right?
It's
I thought it was huge.
it's a large cask. Yes.
I thought it was like 12 feet tall. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a very large cask.
Tied it around it like that,
yeah.
like he was riding.
Like he was basically.
Yeah. So he's in his. So he ain't moving.
He's not moving. He's just trying to move.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and Viola at the door goes, "It seems you have a lot to talk about."
Thank you, Viola.
She throws a look at the guy and then closes the door behind. And the guy's eyes go wide, look from
Do
him.
I see the look?
Yeah, she's not subtle about it.
Okay.
The elf's eyes go wide and look from her to you and back to her as she leaves, and then back to you. And there's a moment and goes,
I listen to make sure she's leaving. And,
Oh, yeah.
Like going up the hallway.
You can hear her very slowly ascending the stairs.
And then I walk over to him and I say, "Looks like Granny doesn't have your back." Okay, so first of all, rules. I'm going to take the gag out. When I do, you keep the noise to a low rumble, yeah? Second rule, if we like what we hear, if you answer all of our questions, you may live. Just not.
He does.
Let's start with some simple yes or no questions. Did Uncle send you? Nod
yes
or
no.
shake? It's a yes or no question. Did he directly, let's be more specific, did he directly send you?
He shakes his head.
Did you hear word that he wanted someone to make me less alive?
He gives you like a weird look with his eyes and then nods.
So you were killing me to please him? Or for the money?
Are you
Okay.
Are you a member of the organization that Uncle runs?
He goes quiet there.
Yes or no?
Is that because you don't want to answer or because you can't answer in a simple yes or no? Not for the first answer, shake for the second answer. Not for the first, shake for the second.
He shakes.
If I pull out this gag and you make any noise beyond a calm, reasonable speaking voice, I will knock out some of your teeth.
And then put the gag back in. And then my little dragon is going to start breathing fire on your feet.
I think Frosh makes a fearsome pose.
And
Yeah.
Do we understand each other?
He nods.
I'll pull the gag out.
name?
Left me waiting, Daniel is a bitch.
Name? Yours, ideally.
Peter.
Peter.
Never met a Peter I liked particularly.
Good. Okay, so the answer to my lady friend's last question, are you a member of Uncle's troop, group, organization, whatever you want to call it?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Persuade your fist with my face! Your face with my fist!
Don't worry. That's a 20, non-natural.
He regards his surroundings and then looks at you and goes, I am aspiring.
So no.
Not yet.
You seek an inn and you hope that the death of my friend here will be the which you get. Were any of your companions, or were you all aiming for the same thing?
They were my good friends.
Shame about that.
If it makes you feel better, I didn't actually kill them.
Yeah.
He is sort of quiet at that.
I presume you are aware of the status of the lady who runs this establishment?
She has a reputation.
Were I to tell you that where every place there is an uncle, there is also an auntie, would that mean anything to you?
He kind of laughs. There is no one like the auntie.
He does make an excellent point.
That's true.
So, quick question. Could be quick, could be long. Let's see how this pans out. If you had succeeded in dispatching me from my mortal coil, what were you going to do afterwards?
I was going to cut your head off and deliver it.
Oh, just the head. That's all they need.
Where? To an intermediary.
Where?
Clothing shop in the Coinage district.
Address, please.
Yeah, he gives you location of a purveyor of fine clothing.
Sure.
Oh, it's not my man. It's not my pants, man.
Not the pants, man.
Sax man!
Pants, man!
Let me know my pants man!
You realize she would kill you too, yeah? You know this?
Auntie.
Why would she kill me? Or him? Sorry.
She is honor bound. You were marked.
Then why hasn't she done it?
This is the question.
It is a question.
I do seem distressingly alive at present.
I could be persuaded to talk more.
Okay. Crush.
No.
Very well. It's like, it's odd that I get that request, but fine.
My he sort of shrinks a little bit because my compatriots are dead, and I have no more bounds to this place, and would rather not be on the bad side of an auntie or an uncle. If you get me outside the wall, I'll tell you what I know.
How about you tell us what you know, and then we take you outside the wall?
Because you kill me before I do that. You think
We'll
I'm
probably
dumb?
do that anyway.
Don't say that.
Well, it's not...
Look, if I killed everyone who tried to kill me, there'd be a lot less people in the world.
That's why there are so few. Regarding me.
You are.
See, the problem with this, my friend, is that even if we take you outside the wall, and you tell me something and I don't think it's good enough, what's to stop me killing you there?
Frankly, I just don't even know how to get you outside the wall. At this point, Auntie, as I'm sure we all acknowledge, is the person who owns this building. Really, she wants you dead as well. She doesn't want, like, she killed your two friends. I don't know why, and you don't appear to know why either.
I know. I just.
Well, then tell me. Because...
If you take me outside the wall, I will.
Okay, so I don't think Auntie wants you to leave. And if Auntie don't want you to leave, then Auntie ain't gonna leave.
This is easy. You just tell her you killed me and dumped me in the river. She's not going to look at me. Look at this one little elf. She does not need it. If you take me outside, I will tell you everything I know.
See, he's acting like he's in a position to negotiate. It's really quite amusing.
It is odd, isn't it?
Last time I checked, I wasn't the one strapped to a wine barrel.
Well, so let us consider for a moment. It's not within your power to stay alive. What is in your power is the manner of your death.
A little morbid, but all right.
No, it's actually because, let's be honest, I'm not trying to... Interrogation is not my speciality, but torture doesn't work. If I tortured you, you would just get angry and you would probably just lie to me, and that's not what I'm wanting. What you do have, like, this isn't going to end well for you. I genuinely don't think I could get you outside. And even if I did, I don't want to. So... There's that. I also don't want to piss off Auntie any more than I have. Like, Rhyland's marked, I'm not. So, it's really about how many pieces of you I throw in the river.
Roll me an intimidate check.
No, bullshit. It was a 12 or a 2, and
I'll give you an advantage.
Thank you.
Fine. You make a strong case.
Hey, that's a bit. Intimidation, you say?
Yes.
21.
Just about does it. You see him just sort of like deflate, and he starts to cry. And I think at this point you kind of realize that he's not exactly a particularly old person.
Be it early 20s, I was imagining.
Yeah. And he's like, please.
Can I ask you a few
Please
questions?
don't.
What do your parents do?
They're not living. You think I choose this because I have prospect?
Oh, you know.
Okay, so the answers to the questions?
Are you going to kill me?
Probably. The answers to the questions.
Look, I'm not fixed on the whole killing you business, so you could persuade me.
The answers to the questions.
If you don't have to take me outside. If you just get me outside the building and let me go, I will tell you everything now, and then you never see me again.
So you said that you don't know why Auntie hasn't killed me yet.
No.
And you said she would be honor bound to do so.
Yes.
Please elaborate.
You have been marked, and once you are marked, that is it. It is almost impossible to undo. This is order for death.
But if she's not on particularly good terms with Uncle, why would she feel obliged to carry out his will?
I don't pretend to know her thinking. I would imagine that is because she sees some value in you. Better to use you and then kill you.
I feel almost flattered at this moment. Okay, and so this mark, does Uncle's power extend beyond this particular city? So if one was to leave...
Others are one of the largest operations in the world.
Oh, so there's others like him, and he would just tell them that he wanted me dead.
How much do you know about the fathers?
Not a lot.
Look, this isn't my country. Well, actually, technically, it is my country now, but I'm not in good terms with my country, so I'm not bang up on how things work around here. So feel free to elucidate.
Lady Rhylind is from Earhart.
The accent didn't give it away.
The fathers are an organization. They've lived for centuries, and this whole thing is because they hate you.
But why? What did I do to
Because
piss
you're
him off so
Earhart.
badly? Oh, he doesn't like me because I'm Earhart. It wasn't because I stabbed him in the back.
You stabbed him in the back? I'm not surprised you were marked for death.
Yeah, I thought
I could have killed him and I didn't.
I thought we were pretty clear on why he wanted you dead.
But it makes it sound like he's not letting that information be widely known.
No, he's just saying you were marked. This is interesting to know. If I live.
He said
being a
it's
bit of a
almost
pussy.
impossible to cancel a mark for death.
Yeah.
Should probably ask him.
Yeah.
Any
point.
stories?
So, you said it was almost impossible.
Yes, that is true.
I feel like there's a story there.
Well, the only person who can retract an order is someone who is higher on the food chain. You would need a father to rescind it.
So uncle is lower than father?
Yes.
You laugh like I should know that.
It's pretty clear we don't. And
I know you're not from here.
And how does one persuade a father?
Where
He
would
he tries to shrug.
where would I find one?
I don't know.
He's not even
the city.
actually in the organization.
Possibly. Like, presumably uncle would be the most important one in this city other than auntie. Are there mothers as well? Assume I know nothing of this organization. You'll be doing somewhere around the right level of...
The fathers have spoken of whispers. They're not public.
Sure.
This is
So if I was to kill Uncle, that wouldn't make the problem go away?
no. If it would make it worse.
I would feel better then.
So would I.
Well,
You know, he was very rude before I stabbed him in the back.
I mean, I could maybe find out where he is if that would get me out of here.
Oh, we're pretty sure we know where he is.
Oh, Uncle, yes, we know where he is. Don't worry about that.
Then
It's probably where you stabbed him.
That was my thinking. There's probably blood splatters everywhere.
So, Peter, if I let you go,
yes.
would you continue with this line of work?
Do you mean as
Trying to be a member of an organization that one time you tried to be a member of that organization, it didn't go so well?
I probably would be wanted by them as much as you if they found out. This is why I am asking you to pretend that I died. I have no interest in
Lady Rhylind, I leave this in your... This is up to you.
Whether he dies or not,
Yeah.
he is annoying.
He looks at you and tries to give his best I am inoffensive and harmless smile. Please? A heart unknown for the mercy.
Which heart have you been meeting with? I don't know if you noticed, but they're after me too.
Then there is a kindred flame between us.
He's almost amusing.
It's funny.
Look, we could chuck him in the garbage.
Look, I tell you what.
Like, are there rubbish barges that go out of the city?
I tell you what.
No. Are there rubbish barges that go out of the city?
There used to be. I don't know about now.
Oh, garbage has to go somewhere.
They have put the embargo.
Yes, but they've got to get the garbage out somehow. No one likes to live in their own filth. Except the Bashano, am I right?
Have you looked out the window? You're talking to an elf and a half-elf.
What is your passive
You don't
perceptions,
care
by the way?
about
10.
16.
Slit
Okay.
his throat, but don't kill him.
That's fine. That's fine. Cool. Okay.
I'm pretty sure we could get him to a river and throw him in it.
Would that suffice, young man? Being thrown in a river?
Will my throat be cut at the ear first, or
Oh, no, I might just cut your head a little bit so there's blood and stuff.
Just make it look
I can
Make it look good.
I can definitely pretend to be dead if you wish to throw me in the river and
Oh, I think we would probably... look, what I was going to offer was exactly the plan he suggested.
Bloody him up and throw him in a river.
Well, pretend, wrap him in a sack, pretend that we'd killed him, walk out at dark. Because no one throws a body away in the middle of the afternoon.
No. We'll have some afternoon tea first, I think.
Yeah.
I could use a tea and maybe with something stronger in it.
So, Peter, the lady of the house would like her storeroom back. I'm going to let you down off the thing. Well, no, I don't even need to do that.
thank you. You are very
No, I'm
gracious.
saying it outside.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. I'm thinking it more. I'm just like, I let him down. But Violet can come in here whenever she fucking wants. We will go and say, look, he's told us some things. We're just letting him stew for a while, and then we'll go and ask him some more stuff. He'll be out of here by dusk. That's because that's the best time to dispose of a body. But no, I don't want to lie for him.
No, that's true.
So I'm just like, yeah.
Plus, I don't think she really gives a shit if you've got the information that you want out of him. If you leave him strapped to that barrel again,
He might well be
he's
dead.
going to be dead.
Well, what time is it now? About 4 o'clock?
It's probably been about. You've probably had about half an hour. I imagine Charlie's probably just leaving.
Is there a decent chance that that Auntie is not knows that we know?
Well, what do you mean?
Knows that we know who she is and what she does.
Well, she does now because you've used those terms while she's listening through the door.
Well, this is
Necessarily.
well, I
I think if Skairn was a betting man, he would probably say yes, but I think that's because he's just naturally suspicious.
She's not going to admit to that up until the point that you admit to her.
yeah.
Well, I suppose we can hang out down here for a while. There's plenty of wine.
Well, it's pretty sweaty down here.
That's a wine cellar. It's nice and cool.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Oh, that would be nice.
Australia's hot, everybody.
While we have him here, the others might want to ask him a couple of questions regarding the situation. They might be able to think of something that we haven't thought of.
An excellent point. And I stuff the gag back in his mouth.
Well, there's...
You just relax there.
I was going to say there's no need for that, but there totally is.
Yeah. Frosh is like, yeah, but he's also like jumped on to the guy and is like guard dog growling at someone.
And I look at him and I'm like, Skairn looks across and goes, if you want.
You get the distinct thought emotion of bacon.
Fine.
Okay.
Good boy.
Abella and Nezor,
I am walking in with the intention to tell Viola what happened at the bank.
Okay. Well, yeah, you walk in and you see her in the dining room.
Viola, did Skairn and Rhylind arrive back?
Yes, they're indisposed at the moment. So she walks over to you and clasps her hand and goes, I know that you were upset that a little rapscallion lifted your coin purse while you were in.
Oh, that's all right.
But I just wanted to let you know that a kind-hearted soul found it for you. And she produces your coin purse and gives it to you.
Oh,
Well, shit, guys. We could have just come back to the fucking hotel.
oh, that's great. Okay, because like before this, I was really angry. So now I'm like, oh, that's a.
I understand. She nods and then she like pats your hand in a grandmotherly way.
Oh, that's just the top of a doozy of a day.
It is probably
We
floating
could have
face down
avoided
in a
this
river
whole thing.
in the middle of the day. Apparently the worst time to put a
That
body in a river.
child is dead.
I feel like there's people who live downstream from Rattou who was like, oh, there's another one. Like their children play the game of how many can we see today? And they sit there fishing for 5 hours, and it's if you don't see at least 4, something's wrong, or you're blind, or it's like it was a quiet day in Rattou.
Probably. Let's be honest.
So anyway, what was...
Yeah, so I was like, oh, well, there's great. Now I got the money from this, we got the money from the bank. We could do... God, we could get everywhere. Yeah, the bank was mental. Like...
Well, would you like a nice glass of wine?
That...
She pinches your
wine,
cheek. That
Wine
might steady
doesn't
your nerves.
mix well with what we already drank at the Justicars. So,
What
I think...
was that?
Yeah,
It was a kind of spirit.
if you have spirits, I will have more spirits. But my spirits are already lifted, so...
Aww.
I've got something that I
Goth
think you
boy.
would like.
Yeah.
And then actually goes out of the dining room and disappears into her part of the house.
Yeah.
I guess you're there as well, aren't you, Abella? So she looks at
Being
you.
nondescript.
Yeah, so she stops and looks at you and goes, it's good to see you again, my dear. Mm-hmm. And at that same time, like, as she leaves, an elven member of the Red Shield comes down the stairs. You've kind of seen him in passing once or twice. And he stops and he goes, do I know you?
I walk around sometimes outside of this building.
Right.
Also inside the building.
You know, that deck really just comes across as extremely suspicious.
I think she's saying we're staying here, and if you
Yeah.
are too...
Right, yes.
Sorry, look,
oh,
it's
you're
been
friends with
a day.
Rhylind, aren't you?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, is this my buddy who tried
Yeah.
to blackmail me?
Yeah,
Card shark.
Got it.
yeah. And goes, I suppose you've seen the mistress.
She just popped into her quarters.
Right. Okay. Well,
Why?
I was just going to file a complaint.
About?
My sheets haven't been changed.
Cool. I just wish you luck with that.
No, it's unfortunate. Ours were. So
Well, a few of the men are a bit annoyed with the treatment they've been receiving. Things just haven't been happening. We've been given secondary service, it would seem.
is your payment up to date?
And he looks like it. That's funny. Goes, Quillane. Nice to meet you.
That's his name.
Oh,
Cool name.
I thought that's what.
Quillane.
Yes.
Cool whip.
I thought that. I was like, but you don't know my name. Okay.
No, he's saying his name's cool name. Hello, my name's cool name.
I couldn't think of anything
Taserface.
better.
Taser face!
Taser face.
Allegorical!
Taser face, cool my name.
I'm like, oh, and I shake his hand. I'm like, oh, Abella.
Nezor.
You're a bard.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're looking for a few bucks, but,
Nah, I'm good.
okay. It's not normally what I hear from bards, but
Yeah, I
sure.
know. I know.
This is
Well-
weird.
This is really awkward, and I have to go on patrol, so I will.
Have fun.
I might
Don't go near
see
the bank.
I might see you outside of the building or inside of the
You
building.
people are very strange, and he just
Or
leaves.
do go near the bank.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely don't go under the bank.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. So Viola returns.
Creeping
I
out
think
everywhere.
the room is full of like carbon dioxide or something.
Dying hard.
Yeah.
Viola returns. She has a very nice looking bottle of something, and she ushers you across. Charlie, I think at this point, because the conversation wasn't particularly long, you would probably be returning unless you had an alternate path in mind.
No, Charlie had come back.
You walk in as Viola is there preferring like a bottle of what looks like nice spirits, and she has 3 glasses. And she looks up and goes, "Oh, Charlie,
Oh, hello, Viola.
would you join us for a drink?"
Oh, no, thank you. I've had a few drinks. I've got to actually finish off those glasses.
Doesn't this remind you of a bottle we saw earlier today, though?
I
In the
know what
bank.
you're talking about. And she's like, what are you talking about? I've got to clean the gutters.
Well, I'll make sure to put a large rack aside for you.
What?
Rack of lamb. We're having that for dinner.
Okay.
Of breasts.
Of breasts. You will be
you like
eating
them-
mine to begin.
Would you like them to be attached to people or?
I'm not
Served
sure.
individually.
Okay. Whatever you cook will be delicious, Viola. I need to...
What? Josh just broke. What the fuck?
So, you know how sometimes you get like a whole suckling pig with the apple in the mouth? But I'm imagining exactly the same setting, but just a pair of breasts.
I was getting more dick in a box, but more. No, wait for it, Josh. Wait for it. Instead of dick in a box, breast in a cloche.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Well spun.
Just in a tureen?
Yeah, I prefer breast in a cloche.
Two breasts in the cloche.
Breast in a cloche, babe. Got 2 holes in the
My
cloche.
boob is in a bowl.
God. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying, Charlie?
Charlie's watching everyone being weird. and going,
Make him drink from the bowl, and that's the way you do it.
Jesus Christ. All right. Okay.
JT, your heart out.
Josh out. All right. So, okay.
Oh yeah, Charlie's like, okay. And walks out the back and climbs back up the ladder.
Yeah, all
And
right.
like grabs his cloth, puts it over his shoulder, like...
Yeah.
I wonder what he talked about after we left. Jessica must have said something strange to him.
Jessica, you were over at the church.
Yeah, there was, well, I don't want to say an incident at the bank, but like,
Oh, there's a lot of things. At the
definitely multiple incidents at the bank that we thought the Justicars should know about. Unfortunate for the banks, their security systems are down now, but you know, for whatever, for them, they probably deserve it. I wasn't very happy with that. So,
I see. Well, I'm going to give you this bottle. Just to enjoy.
I'm going to give you this motherfucking...
I'm going to go cut some bitches.
No, she goes, I'm going to leave the bottle with you. I have a few things I have to go take care of today. I have to go pick up the last little bits and pieces for tonight's meal.
that's all right. I'll only have a little, so.
Yeah. Abella, Would you care to join me for a nightcap tonight? You remind me so much of my daughter, and I'd love to talk to you more about your career prospects. Have you ever thought about getting into franchising an inn?
No.
Abella, don't forget we've got that talk we need to have tonight.
You're not here. Fuck
I'm
off.
out in the
Not here,
background.
Charlie. He's actually at the window.
Yeah,
Just reminding.
We were going to talk too.
And then
Thanks,
Rhylind,
Charlie, for your complete lack of subtlety.
and at that moment, Rhylind and Skairn come out of the basement and go, Abella, would you fancy having a chat with us downstairs in the basement?
Excuse
Now.
me. Bella excuses herself and runs upstairs and throws herself out of the building to just avoid this whole mess.
So
The
Viola,
whole bottle in one gulp.
Viola departs. She goes out the front.
I don't know. That was a joke. Is that about the right timing? That Rhylind?
Yeah, I think you see Viola just like depart.
Just the people we were looking for.
Oh, good. I
Well,
just have
two
to help.
and the crotch of one.
I just have to help Charlie with something. Excuse me.
Well,
Could it wait?
Could it wait?
We're
Because
in a-
there's a chap downstairs that we'd like you to ask a couple. If you guys have any.
But
There's a
gotta.
chap downstairs.
Yeah, he's.
He's tied up.
So you know how Rhylind had a murder attempt earlier today?
Well, he was one of the three that tried to kill me. He's the one that Viola didn't,
Murder.
murder. And we were asking him some questions, but in the interest of being thorough, we wondered if you guys would like to ask any questions as well.
So does he know anything about child thieves?
Why?
I got my money back.
Yeah, that doesn't in any way shock me.
Oh, that kid
Where
is
is he?
dead.
That
Yeah.
kid's probably dead.
That kid's dead.
Yeah, that's what I was
Where?
worried
Speaking of
about.
which, where is Viola?
Shouldn't we let the boy go then, if he's giving you the information?
Oh well, we are going to.
We're going to fake his death and throw him in the river.
His chances of survival are low at best. But I'm not going to
Your
kill
chances of getting caught by Viola are high.
him. Very high. Yeah.
Are you sure this is worth the risk?
I'm going to do exactly what he suggested, which is let him go. He'll be dead by dawn.
Okay.
I don't need to kill him.
We don't need to kill him. He may escape. He may not.
I'm feeling like.
Frankly, he's attempted
untying-
murderer, so, my sympathy is somewhat limited.
It's childless. It's also orphan.
No one's going to miss him.
Yeah. That's one way of looking at it.
Making me feel
Let's
better.
not risk anything.
What?
Like, I'm not up for murder, but
We're
also
not going to
he
kill him.
was.
We're just going to let him go.
But if he's gonna die anyway,
I'm going to clean these gutters again.
You do that. If you have any questions relating to
Nope.
the criminal activities within this city, he's someone to ask.
I'm like murder is bad, but he tried to kill Rhylind.
No.
Does he have any connection to the uncle?
Yeah.
He's looking for an inn via my head.
He's looking for an inn in this inn.
Charlie's
Well done,
climbing down
first
the ladder
of all.
very quickly, like
Before we move
Charlie's
on.
like constantly coming in and out of the house.
yeah, he's like
Can he
Go
tell?
and clean the gutters. If you're cleaning the gutters,
no,
clean the
no,
fucking
I want to
gutters.
ask him something.
Can he tell us the best way to get to the uncle?
He doesn't know where, but he did give us the address of a very fashionable tailor's that he would have been delivering Ryland's head to.
Not my pants, man.
I don't know if it's your
What's
parents'
the
man.
address?
And then I give him the address.
It's the same.
No, my pants, man.
Right
your
side, we'll
pants,
be able to
man.
run 2 errands in one.
I've got to talk to this young man.
Okay, so this is why. He's very cooperative because, and I want to be super clear about this, he knows that I pretty much laid it on the line that if he didn't tell us what we wanted to know, it wasn't a matter of if we would kill him, it was a matter of how.
You hear the sound of muffled yelling from downstairs.
I mean, Charlie would be.
We go.
Yeah.
Frosh.
Frosh is eating his ear.
Gosh,
That's not
that's not bacon.
He beams back to your mind more insistently. Bacon!
Yes, I know. With dinner, you don't get fed in between meals. You know that.
Right, he goes back to nibbling. Like,
Get off it!
if you try to like get him off the body, he or the body, the person, Peter.
I was going to swat him on the nose.
Yeah, he does not like that.
Yeah, no,
But
Charlie
I'm a
would.
bigger, fiercer dragon, so...
Yeah.
Charlie would be like, just get off it, and like flick a bit of dog treat
It's like,
across the room.
Skairn looks sort of lackadaisically at Charlie and says, Charlie, please. Crush! And he flies back.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, this guy's got several large bites out of his ear.
Anyone got a healing spell handy?
Or an ear piercing. Ear ring, rather. The piercing's been done.
Skairn creates however many. Can't remember how good berry works.
You get 1 HP per berry. You can
I know,
create
but
up
I
to
can't remember how
1d8.
many I made.
Hey, I still have 2 good berries written down in my inventory. I feel like they're
They
moles.
are not good. They only last a day. Create 10 berries. All right,
They are good raisins now.
I create 10 raisins, and I basically just cup my hands together and my empty hands together, and then when I remove the top hand, there is berries.
Yes, they are bruised.
And I go, and I take 5 of them and just shove them in his mouth and say, swallow. I remove the gag, immediately shove them in his mouth, put the gag back and say, swallow.
He does.
And the ear heals, presumably.
Oh, it's not bleeding. The bite marks remain. So he's got holes in it. But yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, fine. Remove the gag again, shove the other 5 in, put it back, swallow.
He does. There's no change.
Yeah. Well, that's all I
He's
can do.
disfigured.
Well, on the bright side, ladies love a bit of scarring, and that goes both ways.
Tell him that you were mauled by a dragon.
He's just wide-eyed staring at you all, staring at the giant in the room, staring at the small man who's dressed in, like, horrifyingly...
These lovely, kind, gentle people who actually don't murder for fun.
I don't murder at all.
You've definitely killed
Well,
them.
then you definitely fit under that description. Would like
I've
to also...
watched you kill someone.
For fun.
By accident, but he still died.
Oh, that was an accident.
Exactly. But
I
you
didn't know
still
she
killed them.
had razor bits on her bloody helmet.
This guy's just looking wide-eyed at all of
Yes,
you.
but the point remains that you have killed somebody.
And Skairn is just smiling quietly to himself. These lovely people would like to ask you some more questions. Then we shall commence with our deal. Then I take the gag out of his mouth. Proceed. This is Peter, everyone.
Oh,
Hello?
Hi,
hello.
Peter.
Hello?
My immediate thought was, you should never name them. You don't get attached.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the question I wanted to know is like, Charlie grabs a quill and just goes, what sort of criminal activities go on around here?
Racket dealing, bribery, extortion, murder, assault, breaking and entering, whoring.
Is there sort of maybe some areas that are more high traffic, say, than others?
The slums.
The slums, yes.
Valley as well. They are pretty, not great. No show.
Yes.
It's not so much that there is areas where there is no crime. It's just what kind of crime.
And if you could give me, say, I don't know, one identifying mark to look out for, what would that be?
For what?
To identify naughty people.
I do not know this. I'm not initiated.
Look, hang on.
No, he's not a
Like-
member of the Uncle Gang or whatever. What is it called?
They're with the fathers.
The Fathers.
What I mean is, like, I'm looking for something that I might be, like, you would be able to go, oh, look, they're part of the fathers, whereas you're not.
I do not know this. I do not know the signs. I do not know the count. I cannot
Is that
tell you.
See, I'm not good at intimidating. And I'm not actually, I'm not actually even good at, like, knowing if somebody's lying to me.
May I insight whether or not he is in fact?
I mean, I
sure, you
can
can roll.
insight, but the other option is I could just, oh, go.
Because I wanted that's 16. But I feel like he's pretty thoroughly
Yeah,
intimidated.
he's not lying.
Yeah, cool. I was like, I on the other hand am Charlie, and
No,
he's being truthful.
I don't want to have to keep punching the man until he tells me. So there's no way to.
I don't know. What do you want from me?
Well, I want to know if there's a way to identify these people.
I don't know.
No, okay, he
Don't-
doesn't know. He's
Hang
not
on. Don't talk to me like that, young man. I'm just asking you questions. I was planning to walk you out myself.
I
And now you're talking to me like some.
you,
These people.
I don't know. I don't know.
Nezor, do you have anything?
He was happy to have you killed right here. This man, he just kills people for the fun of it.
He does.
And you're now giving me, I'm the nicest one in the group, and you're giving me lip. I've had a terrible, I'm cleaning the gutters. And Charlie walks out again.
It's like, I do kill people for fun.
Good luck with that attitude, young man.
Sorry.
No, shut the door behind me.
right.
I didn't.
Just struck him.
No, and then I go back and clean the gutters.
Yeah.
Nezor.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah. Do you have...
He's the sane one.
Yes, we're all stuck, raving mad. It's like, Skairn actually goes, really?
Well, he would have been the sane one if he hadn't had his friend murdered and gone slightly mad.
That's true. Just, this is like, maybe, probably not, but have you heard of the Cadre?
No, what the hell is a
Seen
Cadre?
people wandering around with masks, possibly stealthy assassin-y type of people.
I mean, the fathers, the people who are initiates working on their behalf, they wear masks.
What do they look like?
Very specific
Oh, they weren't the same, were they?
white porcelain.
Yeah,
You're describing what she has in her pocket.
yeah.
Not what
No,
Charlie
I'm aiming
has
to
in his.
describe what Charlie has. 'cause
Oh
I've
no,
seen one
he
as well.
okay. So basically, that's more like a cowl with like a mask that comes down over the face and a strap around the throat.
And like tendrils with bells on them.
Yeah,
Okay. I described that to him.
he goes. I've never heard of something like this.
Okay. It was wild guess.
Yeah.
But I have seen one.
Yes, so you've seen.
He was wearing one.
Yeah,
He was wearing one. Okay.
He was wearing one. Plus the people who attacked you
How
while
do
you're
you
walking with the
acquire one
stone.
of those masks if you're not a member of the Father's group?
If you are affiliated, you are allowed to use it. If
Okay,
you are
so
on
you're
the business.
affiliated, but you're not. Okay, there are levels. All right, Nezor, anything?
No, I just think he's more risk than he's worth.
Oh, I doubt he'll be able to get very far. Abella.
I mean,
Look, I think you've gotten all out of him that you're going to. He doesn't really seem to know much.
Okay. Cool. Rhylind, anything else?
If I wanted to evade, death, which, as you may have guessed, I'm keen to do, what is the best strategy for avoiding people like you?
I doubt anyone has the city has told anyone about you yet, but I don't know
Open
if
it
that
down.
will be. I don't know if that would be a permanent thing. Eventually, someone is going to get out of the word to the others. So.
technically as well,
My other question to you. I am prepared, as I said before, your death is pretty much certain at this point, and I hope you agree with me on that one. Even if I don't kill you, you getting out of here is not great. What I am prepared to do is untie you. You can leave. If you can, good on you. What we can assume, however, is if you get caught, your death will be unpleasant.
Well, so he'll flip and tell them everything he's told you. So then they'll know.
Not a
what
lot.
he's doing. I know, but still.
The other option is I can end it quickly for you now.
He
It can be painless.
I leave.
he goes. Take my chances.
I thought you would.
Hope for you yet, Peter. I'd consider a different line of work. You don't seem to be a very skilled assassin.
I cut purses, really, but
I'm a bit bigger than a purse.
Yeah. So I get out a knife,
yeah.
and what does he do?
He shrinks back as much as he's able to with his bounds.
I go up to him to
Just let him go.
Do you, man? Do you?
I'm genuinely trying to think what Skairn would do.
If you kill him, we'll have to clean up the mess.
Will we, though? Not that I'm there.
I don't think Viola would appreciate coming back to a corpse in a cellar.
Oh, I'm going to definitely. have
I'm
to
assuming
dispose
she's
of
had
the body.
experience dealing with that.
I was like, she's
Oh, I'm
already
sure
removed
she
2
does.
bodies today. Admittedly, they weren't bleeding everywhere. No, I don't pull out the knife.
Okay.
I go up and it's like, here, let me get that for you. And I get up on top of him, basically, get behind him and to untie him, or at least that's what he can assume.
Sure.
And then I reach around him to start undoing the bonds, and then I basically just pull an arm up around his neck and twist.
You break his neck.
I'm sorry, Peter.
I
There
think,
we go.
I think that was the right decision.
You know what? I'll keep my opinion on murdering unarmed prisoners to myself.
Rhylind, that was the kindest thing I could have done.
Wasn't this guy the one that tried to murder you?
Yes, but he's very young.
Oh, yeah. But
all right.
the kid was never going to live. The pickpocket, the random pickpocket, is dead. The random pickpocket who
Who
stole
would have sold
Nezor's
us all
pocket.
out.
No, he would have.
Oh, yeah.
There's a decent chance that he may, if he had gotten out, if they captured him, he would have flipped on us. But the random pickpocket who stole Nezor's purse is probably dead now. And even if he's not, she found him. You think this guy would live a day? I did him a favor. He may not recognize it, but
Yes, you won't see it that way. Anyway, what do you propose to do with him now? He can't walk out.
I intend to leave him here until dusk. If the body is still here at dusk, I'll dump it in the river. If it's not, then our problem is over.
Gods, I need a drink.
Well, that's just a good question. What god do you swear by? If at all.
I think Rylind's religiously flexible.
Fair enough.
Aren't you an old Grom sort of a person?
Yeah.
That's what Charlie is.
Yeah. So is Skairn, if anything.
Although to Scan's mind, that's more of a weird southerner thing.
Yeah. He's actually like I feel
twins
like,
are
I
closer.
feel like his spirit. I feel like his religion is actually more animalistic. It's more totem spirits and things like that.
I mean,
It's far more barbaric.
yeah, I mean, like they certainly have like that, but in terms of like gods that they would swear by, like the Illic, there's definitely the twins, which are basically spirit of adventure. They're about
Oh, yeah.
there's adventure and weirdly enough, like a dance and ritual, and also like
Oh, yeah.
the sea.
Oh, sure.
So yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that's
basically
him.
the twins are effectively they're represented by like the two moons.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, that.
Yeah.
And also, I have a question about the tides.
Yes, that's right.
We've established.
Yep.
Yeah. So that. I
Okay,
do that.
cool. Charlie, you're outside in the gutters again, yes? Okay, you hear, and then shortly after the rest of you will hear the sound of bells, being like alarm bells being sounded from the gate, the southern gate that you came through.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Charlie would, I guess, climb on to the roof and, like, peek up.
Yeah, okay. You, actually, it's a pretty good vantage point from where you're at, because it's a two-story, yeah. Okay, roll a perception check.
I can do that. Let's see. It's a 15, so 23.
Okay, you see the shape of a horse with what looks like someone with a cloak
Oh, it's my
possibly
horse!
draped over it, galloping full speed towards the gates. From basically where you think your compatriots that split
It's
off
coming
from the boat.
in towards or
Yeah,
trying to leave?
It's coming towards the gates.
Oh, I'll, like, knock on the roof, like, oh, my horse is here! Like,
Yeah.
The one you stole?
shut up, Rhylind!
3 floors below.
Yeah.
the basement.
I think that you've
Shut
just
up, not here, Ryland.
I think actually all you've done that. That's absolutely your intent. You're like, they can hear me. You've annoyed one of the other guests.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide down the
Yeah.
roof, like, jump off the roof.
All right. Roll me athletics.
That's okay.
Charlie
Actually, no, it would be
Nice.
acrobatics because you're trying to land it.
I rolled a 1. So that makes that a 9. Sure, so you're getting 1d6.
So yeah, 5 points, which you'd negate. That's fine.
Yeah, so
Fucking monks.
Yeah.
and then I just sort of tumble into a roll.
As a point, he rolled a nat 1.
He did, but it's skill check, so whatever. But yeah, you're gonna gather the rest of these guys up.
I'm just sort of yell out again, like, it's my horse.
That's nice, Charlie.
We weren't. If he was up there for even a short amount of time, we'd be done.
Yeah.
So we'd be coming up by now. And it's like, what's he shouting about a horse?
He's got a horse, apparently.
Charlie's heading out to the gate, like,
So we hear him.
Yeah.
So we go with.
Yeah.
Do
Come
you
with.
come?
Well, I'm still kind of
Dangerous.
suffering from repeated bouts of knife in gut. So
You can chill.
You can chill.
no,
chilling hasn't worked out well for me
you're
either.
probably safer, like, with us then.
That's where I was heading with that.
Yes,
Just as long as you're prepared for me to stand in the middle and use you as a human shield.
that's what I'm bred for.
So you're in the.
Maybe
you're-
not Nezor. No offense.
Nah, stab.
So you're in the square and you're actually seeing like the alarm bell's still ringing, which is odd because you would think that that's not something that's worth ringing. But then you start seeing like red shield guards with muskets running towards the walls.
Don't shoot my horse, please.
They don't pay any attention to you. They
I'm just yelling though, like,
I know,
please
but
don't shoot my horse.
How close to the wall do we get? Like,
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
basically-
keep moving.
You walk straight up to the gate where you entered, and
we'd probably want to get up on the
Yeah.
wall. Is
Yeah.
there room?
Would
Or
you
is
be
it just-
allowed
I
to?
think there's enough chaos that you could probably just slip up there if you wanted to.
Okay.
Sure, I'd do that then.
Yeah, cool. So you go up and it's sort of this. It's undercover, but it has like they're basically murder holes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see this horse approach from a
I
distance.
can't remember what they're called, but
Is
they
it-
do have a name.
Is it my horse?
It is your horse.
Is it my
Is it
white
the
horse
dude
called
on the-
Rumples?
On the horse?
The person on the horse is actually a lot smaller than you thought. It's just they've had the cloak draped over them, and the cloak's actually stained with blood.
Oh,
Who are we expecting it to be? Is it the
father.
druid?
It was the priest.
The priest.
that was
Priest in the
doing it.
family.
So is that smaller?
It's going to be one of the kids.
It will be one of the.
There was only one kid. There was a mother. It was
Oh, is
mum,
it-
dad, the kid who looked like a bit like a girl, and the horse, and then the father. Well, not the father, the journeyman.
priest.
Yeah. And yeah, this thing's basically whinnying and going as it pulls in, and it doesn't like collapse and have a heart attack and die, but it's definitely exhausted. Yeah.
It's my horse, Rumples.
Can we see anything in the distance? What's it running from?
You
Like,
Don't-
why are there alarm bells for one
Yeah.
child on a horse?
you don't see anything because you're scanning the horizon for like something, and then you hear this horrific metallic screech echo across the plains.
That bird had it coming.
Thank you for listening to this episode of There Be Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master Matthew, and Abella DeRosier was played by Angela Leta Kaye. Charlie Roughhouse was played by Tristan Doust. Nezor Valghoorlis is played by Tom Moore, who also acts as our sound recordist. Rhylind Westfall is played by Keren Schlink, and Skairn Fellspar is played by Joshua Walker. If you're interested in supporting the podcast, please consider checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/therebedragons for additional material and content. You can also check out our website at therebedragonscast.com. There Be Dragons is produced and edited by Matthew Buss. There Be Dragons' original score is composed by Sean Tanian. You can find more of his work at seantanianmusic.com. There Be Dragons art is produced by Brianna Manning. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening.